So my name is Jack Sargent, and I started AdvancedTek in 1993 as a Tektronix color printer reseller. But we really took on Stratasys in 1996, and that really changed our business. So we were able to get into more customers with a whole different product. It really got us into manufacturing and product design and prototyping.
The biggest advantage for AdvancedTek for us has been to help us through the process of costing out and how, what our return would be on a new machine compared to a current machine and what our value adds. So they've been very helpful in training and getting us the good information when we go to purchase our machines. The service they've been giving us and the information that we've gotten has been really good, and very happy with what they have given us, and definitely would recommend them to others.
One of the customers that was here today, who started off with a small system just for making some lab tooling for testing medical devices, and over the years they've just captured more and more applications, more complexity to the parts that they're producing. They've now started to expand into multiple technologies, and they've got, I think, 3 of our 5 technologies now in their lab, and started to really push the limits of all the different technologies in all these different directions. It's been really rewarding to see how it's benefited their business. Instead of just us providing different technologies, it's more how the customers are able to take the technology and leverage it in new ways that benefit their business.
We're an orthotic and prosthetic manufacturer, so we kind of have a niche market towards 3D printing. We've seen it in our industry for the last 7 to 10 years, and we've just kind of kept the pulse on it and finally made the jump into it here in the last 4 years. We're utilizing it for end-use consumer parts on our patients.
I guess 3D printing for me is a technology that I learned about in college. It's a technology that we learned about in some manufacturing coursework. I reached out to AdvancedTek when I was looking for a company that could 3D print parts big enough that we were using on the car. So Formula SAE is a senior capstone project that we have where we design, build, and compete with a Formula-style race car against colleges across the country. I was in charge of the intake design for the engine, and we were looking to print some parts out of nylon carbon. They had to hold up to fuel, and they had to be temp resistant, and I kind of worked with a few of the guys here at AdvancedTek, got in contact with them, and learned a lot about 3D printing, talking to them over email in terms of material selection, what would be good for our application. Just kind of spiraled from there, and we wound up having some parts printed by them at their facility here in St. Paul. Super grateful that they did that. Really, it saved us a ton of money on our project. We're totally non-profit. We fundraise for it entirely on our own as students. So for them to help us out and print those parts that we weren't capable of printing was absolutely huge.
Hey, my name is David Kadlec, and I'm a senior application engineer with AdvancedTek. We get very hands-on with the equipment and parts here, and I think that translates really good into how we support and are able to serve our customer base. You can't do anything 3D printing related in Minnesota and not run into AdvancedTek.
When you engage with AdvancedTek, we'll use our full resources from application engineers, sales engineers, even our resources from the manufacturers to really dive into what would benefit you most, and then let that lead the way and lead the conversation.
I would totally recommend AdvancedTek. Without knowing any of us, I was just some random college kid that reached out over email. They had no idea who we were. They took us under their wing and were fully willing to support us on our project and inform us a ton about 3D printing. I learned a lot from these guys, and it was just a very cool process that they were just willing to do that for us, and I really expected next to nothing in return. I would totally recommend them, and I hope that we are able to continue our partnership with them in the future.
3D printing has really taught us a lot about how people manufacture and how people design, and we're really happy to be able to help them throughout the entire process from the beginning until the end.